Shout out to everybody tuning in to the TAAP Show live podcast.
What up, bro?
Living life, man. Just trying to survive, maintain, provide for my family, and play basketball at a high level, brother. That's all I'm trying to do.
Hey,
How about you, man?
I checked out your game, the last game, man. What happened?
We just let them boys beat us on the glass, and they just hit shots when they needed to. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Shout out to Manchester. They're a good team. They got a lot of talent. But
they got
we're
some
going to
big
be all right, bro.
boys.
Yeah, they got a lot of they got a 7 foot on their team, and yeah, they got some bouncy players. So shout out to them for getting that win, for real. But we're gonna bounce back though.
I'm gonna let that slide that you got put on a little. I ain't gonna say nothing. I saw it.
I was gonna bring it up in the podcast. Don't worry about it. We talking about confidence today, right? Yeah, we gonna talk about it. Don't jump too soon. Man. I know, bro. I know, bro. I know. Shout out to everybody tuning in. It's gonna be a good show today.
If you didn't think I was watching, I watched it. I was just like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
Hey, we gonna talk about it.
Okay,
I ain't gonna shy away for it, bro. I ain't one of those people that I ain't trying to brush past it. Nah, we gonna talk about it. Hey, I'm a grown man. Shout out to
my God.
Shout out to TG. Shout out to Taj Green. I'm gonna get him on a podcast soon. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so today's edition, man, we're gonna be talking about confidence because I had a couple of guys. It's the reason this whole segment is going to be about confidence on today's episode is because I feel like that's something that's lacking, and it's something that just comes in and out, especially when it comes to the game of basketball. For context, I'm gonna give a little context, right? So it was a little young guy that I was like mentoring him. He was in the gym. He's an Argentinian guy. And I was kind of just mentoring him a little bit, just trying to give him the game, trying to help him out. And what I try to instill in others is go out there and do the work. I can't just tell you step by step what to do. We're here to just help you understand what it takes and try to give you the guidelines, but you got to walk your own path. You got to put in your own work. And having a lack of confidence at times is part of the journey. And you got to understand how you got to instill that confidence in yourself, because at the end of the day, it's just you who's going to make this dream come through for yourself. The only person that can make it come true is you. And he was texting me, right? And he texted me. He was like, first he tried to throw out some nonchalant text. I was like, bro, get to the point. I know you're not asking me some random questions. You trying to ask me something. Like, you don't have to sugarcoat me. Just ask me what you want to ask me. And he was just like, from the last time you seen that we trained, what do you think about my jump shot? Is it good enough to be in an 8-man rotation on a pro team? And I said, wait. Ask me that again? You know what I'm saying? Or is it good enough to be in an 8-man rotation? First of all, you can't be talking to me because I don't know nothing about being in an 8-man rotation. We only trying to be the best that we can. That's the only thing that we speak. We don't speak to be the 8th man on the bench, first and foremost. So you can't be talking to me when you even having that type of attitude about yourself. You talk the wrong, but you can't be talking like that when you're talking to me, because that's not gonna go over with me. And he was just like, okay, what do you think? I said, bro, go look in the mirror and ask yourself the same question you just asked me. He said, yeah, I understand, but what do you go in the mirror and ask yourself what it is that you want, because you're looking for my validation to validate you on you being a pro player one day. I cannot validate you, bro. You're looking for my validation to say, for me to say, yes, your jump shot is like this, and yes, your game. I can't do that for you. Before we started as pros, I had to know that I was a pro. What's the first chapter in the book? Belief. You don't sound like you believe, my boy. That's why y'all tell you, you know what I'm saying? Just be keeping it a buck. Go look inside that mirror and check yourself, bro, because that mirror ain't gonna lie to you. That's why you keep asking me. I said, go ask yourself the same question in the mirror. He was like,
Mm.
you're right. That's all he could say was, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I know it, bro. And I
Yeah.
don't say that because I don't want anybody to get it misunderstood that we're here to just show y'all the easy way to just become an overseas basketball player. There is no such thing. So if you thought that from listening to us, there's an easy way of becoming an overseas, there is no such thing.
No. No, not at
If it
all.
is, I haven't. I'm gonna let you chime in, man. I had to get that. That has been on me. I had to get that off.
Nah, you exactly right. Confidence is a big part of the game, and that's why I tell the kids that I train. I say, the two things that I think that are most important to be a key factor or a big time basketball player. Like if you want to be on a high level, you got to be really great in conditioning. Like the best players are in great shape. LeBron, Michael Jordan. I'm talking about the best of the best. When I know we talk about, overseas hoopers and, you know, NBA players and all this stuff, but man, what I mean, those players are in such great shape. Steph Curry runs miles around these players. And I know he's tired, but because he's in great condition and he's pushed himself to the limits and he's got that cardio to such a high level that he can outlast players. And
You never know.
X that's an X factor that really people really underestimate. You know what I mean? Conditioning. Secondly, I always say confidence. Conditioning and confidence is what you need to be a great basketball player because without confidence, all that hard work, all that, training and extra stuff you put in, it means nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you don't believe in yourself, first and foremost, none of this is going to work. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing about it is, I wouldn't say crazy thing, a common thing about it is a lot of people struggle with confidence. You know what I mean?
Man.
And a lot of people don't know how to build up confidence. So I'm glad we're
Right.
having
Right.
this conversation because as vets in the game, uh, we've been through it all with this overseas basketball grind. So we've had to maintain our confidence just to keep going. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a great conversation today. But yeah, I would just say confidence is a major thing, conditioning and confidence, because it's so many times where I started off the first half where I made, on 1 for 7, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
or 2 for 10, or I don't know, 2 for 6, and I'm 0 for 3 from the free throw line. I'm not a great free throw shooter, unfortunately.
Don't
And
say that.
well, you're right. I'm thinking the wrong thing. We talk about confidence, but
There
you
you
know what I'm
go.
saying?
That's part of it. Speaking those right words.
It's such a hard thing to tackle and battle with. But yeah, just um, confidence, man. You got to have confidence to maintain. And once you do all that training and hard work and you focus and you add on the confidence, I swear nothing can stop you. You know what I mean? No matter comes up against you, as long as you got that confidence and you feel like you get go toe to toe with them and come out successful, you're unstoppable.
Right. So to chime in on that, like, but as you said, maintaining your confidence. The it wavers so much and so easily because of every deciding factor. One day you might be spot on, cash, hitting every shot. Then the next day you might be 0 for 20. Do you know what that does to your confidence level to just go 0 for 20 as a pro player? You in the gym, you can't put up no, like, it can literally break you down,
Mm,
and it starts affecting your whole game on and off the court. Because once you don't have no confidence on the court, us as athletes, it's going to trigger to you how you respond off the court as well. You're
mm,
going to start getting more frustrated with things. You're going to wake up in a bad mood. It's just so funny. This confidence thing is just like a being, like it's a different spirit in its own.
Mm.
And for me, I know for me, how I build my confidence or how I sustain. There we go. How we sustain the confidence, because one day you might have it, 1 hour you might have it, the next minute you might not have it.
Mm.
But it's like you said, it's the constant preparation and the work that we put in every single day. Today, perfect example. We had a game last night. Now our games are pretty late because we're so far down close to Alaska that it gets nighttime so late. So we have to play at 10 o'clock at night. That's when the games start. I be in
That's
bed by
that's
10:30.
beyond crazy, bro. 10 o'clock
You think
start.
about that? 10 o'clock start. Our games, all our home games is always at 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m., right? I've never in my career played any game that late ever. That's how all of our games are, 10 p.m. So after that, I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. I got to figure out how I'm going to get some stretching in, because you just played a full professional game. You got to stretch your body and do all my little 1-2. By the time I go to bed, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm
Mm.
an I wake up early. So I wake up like 7 o'clock on a few hours of sleep. I have a choice, either go back to bed or I can go put some work in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I could go put this work in and keep building towards what I want. What is the ultimate goal? It's like you have to always keep asking yourself, what is the ultimate goal, and what does it take, and what is required of you to get to your ultimate goal?
Mm.
And I know it's either I got to go hit this weight room or I got to go get shots up. We
Mm.
finna hit another 12-day road trip. I know we ain't gonna be able to get in the weight room, so I'm like, I better go hit this weight room. I went in there for like another hour. You know what I'm saying? I went there and hit the weight room for like a good solid hour straight, hit the bike for a couple of miles after only getting a couple of hours of sleep.
Mm.
Why? Because I know this is what's required of me, and that builds my confidence. So once I hit the court again, I know I put that work in.
Mm.
Because the first thing you're going to start doing is remembering all those times you didn't put in work and wondering, why am I tired? Why am I sluggish? Or,
Mm.
can I really sustain? Once you get into those moments, either two things going to happen. Either you're going to remember your work you put in, or you're not. And it's
Yeah.
going to show.
Yeah.
So that's just for me how I keep my confidence up, by always remembering the work that I put in.
Mm.
So it's always front center on my brain. I'm
And I
always
think
there.
I think the confidence powers, like, it fuels the work you put in, like the behind the
Mm,
scenes. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of times where I do the same stuff in training. Like after practice, I might do uh, middle hook shots. You know what I mean? Make 5 right hand, make 5 left hand. You know what I mean? Then I do face up jump shot. You know what I mean? Make 5 on the left block, make 5 on the right block. You know what I mean? And over time, it kind of gets tedious because it's the same thing over and over and over. And just the work, you know what I mean? It's a grind. It's boring sometimes, but you know it's gonna pay off in the long run. And then anytime it's game day, I'm turned up. I love
right.
basketball. I always remember why I started playing basketball, and I'm always grateful to step on the court for a professional basketball game. So, you know, all those boring times, me facing up, shot, making it, missing it, making it, missing it, you know what I mean? Combined with me just turned up, ready to play and thankful to play a professional basketball game. That's how I be
Right.
going out and scoring 20 points. That's how I be going out and grabbing 10 rebounds. That's how I be coming out, you know, making the moves I want to make and making it look easy because the work combined with the confidence just help me excel and just go to a whole new level. You know what I mean?
I seen that. I seen that when I was listening to the game. The commentators, it was like you was on like a 5-game stretch of like 25 points,
Yeah.
and that work that you putting in. See, they think that it's supposed to be every day is supposed to be fun. I did not want to go to the weight room today and live
Mm-mm.
for an hour. Okay, I got 5 hours, 4 hours of sleep.
Mm.
Okay, I didn't. The weight room, my body was hurting. I did not want to get up and go to the weight room and put in extra work. But what are you going to sacrifice for when that moment comes. You have to be willing to sacrifice something for when the moment comes, because that moment going to show up whether you want to or not. It's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Are you
Mm-hmm.
putting in the work? I get up every single day and meditate on shots made. That's something I do every single day. I don't be wanting to get up and do that. Like you said, it's tedious. You got to think about it every single day for going on almost a year now. Every single day, I meditate. It used to be 100 shots made, but I started getting better. I make 225 shots in my head every day I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the bus, on a road trip. That's no matter if I'm in the airport and I just wake up in the morning from a
Mm-hmm.
flight, I put up 225 shots
Mm-hmm.
in my head
I
every day.
think visualization is a major key as well for confidence. If you can see it, then you can, it's cliche, but if you believe it, you can achieve it. You know what I mean? And a lot of kids I train, I see a lot of success when I tell them, with the shooting, especially with the free throws, just take your time. If you want to, you cannot, but close your eyes. And then as you close your eyes, really visualize that shot going in the hoop. You know what I mean? Go for a swish every time. You know what I mean? Nothing but sometimes people don't want to go too big. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people will be like, oh nah, I want to stay in my lane. I don't want to go outside my comfort zone. No. Swish every time. And then usually, they might have missed before that. And once I tell them that, try to get their mind right and they visualize, it goes in immediately. Right after I tell them that. You know what I mean? It's just like, because like you said, it's strategies to building confidence too.
Exactly.
Like you said, meditation. You know what I mean? For
Visualization.
me, it's going out visualization. Hey man, you gotta edit this one. I'm just joking. But visualization, you know what I mean? And also for me, getting outside your comfort zone. You feel me? Just
Right,
like
right.
I always just think, all right, I'm in a slump right now. Like, let's take this season, for instance, my personal season. Started off really good. First half of the season, I say before Christmas, uh, we jumped up to fourth on the table, team doing really well. And both my point guards, shout out to Boo Man and LVC, have a really good season to start of the new year. Shout out to my boy Troy as well. He was out there killing. And so, yeah, it's like we brought a core four back, and they got off to great starts. But mine was just like, for my career and my standards, pretty mediocre. You know what I mean? I was
Right.
putting out like 12 points, 10 points,
Oof.
14 points, 8 points,
Very,
6
very
points.
mediocre.
Very,
Very,
very, very
very mediocre. I'm
mediocre.
gonna
And
hold you to that. We can't have that. We
it was
cannot
not
have
me,
that. I'm
Arnold.
sorry.
It was making me feel uncomfortable. Like, what is going on? It's because I cut the hair off because I'm bald now? Like, it's supposed to be my GOAT year. You
You
feel me?
never got
Like,
the little
I
bill.
got the bald head. I'm trying to be like Michael Jordan, and it's not working. It is not
I'm gonna
working
say the
for me.
joke. I'm about to go in on you, but I
Nah,
rock with
yeah.
it. I rock with it.
It's
No, I
clean
rock with
though.
it.
At least
No,
I
it's
got a
clean.
year
I
to
rock,
go along
with
with
it.
it. But nah, yeah, bro. I got off to a slow start this season. But I wouldn't say my confidence lowered around, that little, I wouldn't call it a slump either, but during that time period where I wasn't just putting up crazy numbers, because like I said, the team was succeeding. And for me, in my stage of my career, I just want team success.
Right.
But the younger me, I probably would have got down probably a little bit. You know what I mean? But like I said, for me, I try to get out my comfort zone. So that means I try to learn something. You know what I mean? I
Right.
try to either
Right.
learn something from a NBA player, NBA legend that I like, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, draw inspiration from a new movie, or try to read up on something. But lately in my career, like especially this season, I started reading books. You know what I mean? Just to free up my mind. It's more about financial books and stuff of that nature, but also just like self-awareness and self-development books as well.
Self-awareness.
And, One of the books I read was The Art of War, and I love that book because it was basically like
Oh my God, I
just
love
straight
that book,
military
bro.
strategy, but you could apply it to real life and of course sports. So I applied a lot of stuff, the art of war, to this season, and that's helped me out greatly, just far as like picking my game back up. Because
Right.
around pretty much this month, I kind of got back to the numbers I've been putting up my whole career. You know what I mean? Like 20 and 10, 32 points, 25. You know what I'm saying? Like if I would hit my free throws, I probably would have had 20 every game this month. You know what I'm
Free throws
trying?
always been
So
that Achilles heel.
yeah, it is what it is. But I keep my confidence on that too.
Keep the confidence up. I'm gonna
But
hit the next one.
like I said, that work I put in behind the scenes, and just really not getting too down on myself, because basketball, it's just like life. It goes ups and downs, you know what I mean? And a lot of people say basketball is a game of runs. So,
Yep.
I wouldn't even call it my L's, or I just say my slow start to the season was like the other team getting off to a 10-0 run. But then now
Mm,
I done got stops, and now I'm off on like a 16-0 run, and now I'm
right.
you know what I mean? So like I've been putting up good numbers this month, and I plan on continuing it for the rest of the season. So it's just like I would just say confidence. Also, don't get too down on yourself. You feel me?
Right.
Sometimes you
And
down, sometimes you up. It's just a big circle, but you gotta learn how to maintain, keep it balanced, and not fall off. And when it's time for you to go back up, you gotta take full advantage of it and take off. You feel me? So
right. And that's something I wanted to touch on. It's like, okay, what you're trying to say, or what you're basically breaking down, is what I want the people to understand. This is what you really need to understand. You didn't become that person overnight, and you worked to become that person. I had a guy. I don't know who he was. I did an interview with another guy of mine, a friend of mine. He just recently started a podcast. He said he's seen mine and he wanted to start his podcast. Shout out to him. Check out his podcast. It's called Posting Up with Skip. Shout out to him. Go show him some love. Posting Up with Skip. And he was just telling me, he was just like, I guess somebody was watching the interview and then they reached out to me like, hey, I want to get started playing overseas basketball. How do I start? What do I do? And I wrote, I interacted with it and I wrote him. I was like, this is one thing that it kind of just drives me, or like it doesn't make me upset, but it just makes me people think that this is just you push a button and then you're there. You feel me?
don't work
No,
that way.
you have to you have to become this person.
Mm.
Everything that you did to be able to start off, when you started off slow, but you were able to ramp back up, is because of the work that you put in. It's because of the mental battles you put yourself through. It's because of the extraneous, situations you've been in time and time again, and how much you've been able to hold out, dealing with so many off-court situations, on-court situations. And the guy, I don't know his name. I wouldn't call him out anyways, but he was just like, yeah, I saved up some money, went to a camp and did this and that. I said, go check out my rookie video that we did. You want to talk about one situation? Just go look at the episode that's called Rookies that we did about a couple weeks ago. And you will see what I am today from where I started. All that equated to the confidence that I have in my game today.
Mm.
Because you're talking about one situation. My first 6 months of playing basketball was hell.
Mm.
It was absolutely crazy. So if I didn't change who I was on the inside, if I couldn't deal with all the extraneous situations that happened, getting cut, getting robbed, getting cut again, shoot, not getting paid, about to get fired on, not having a ticket home. Like, think about all these type of situations. And I was able to make it through that. I pray nobody goes through that type of situation to start their career off, but I had to become a different person. And
Mm.
that's what we're just trying explain to you guys is you have to become a different person that can just withstand the battle
And
and the mental. Go
another
ahead.
strategy I say, like another strategy I say is just like some people call it auto suggestion, some people call it affirmations, but break it down to it, it just basically positively talking to yourself, telling yourself
Right.
you can get through this situation, telling yourself you look good, telling yourself you're a great basketball player, telling yourself you deserve to be on the team, that you're a big factor on the team, like telling yourself that you go out there and have a great game. You know what I mean? You just gotta really constantly have those personal talks with yourself because it creeps into your subconscious. You know, that's on a deeper level, but you know what I mean? Just constantly telling yourself good thoughts. You know what I mean? Because we control our thoughts and we get reckless with our thoughts sometimes.
Man.
Sometimes we miss a shot and you're like, man, all that work I put in, bro, I'm out here bricking. Then you come down, get your ankles broken. Now they got you on Instagram looking crazy, and you come back down, you try to get your get back. You feel me? You try to size him up. Like, nah, bro, he just dropped me. I'm trying to get him off. And he rip you clean, in front of your girl, everything. Then he go down, throw out the backboard and dunk it. And it's like, bro, like, it's because you talking negative to yourself. You feel me? If you would have been like, oh, nah, he can't stop me. Up, hezzy, pull up, oh, swish. You feel me? Like, I'm too good for this dude. He can't stop me. He don't know the work I put in. Then you come down, he come down. You playing defense. You riff him clean. You feel me? Then you pull out the bunnies. You go down 360 windmill between the legs, dunk that joint, and you call it because you thinking positive to yourself. You see the change? Like, when you think negatively, you get cooked. You know what I'm saying? And when
Mm-hmm.
you think positively, you have successful games. You feel me? Double doubles, triple doubles, all the stuff you want. So it's like constantly talking to yourself is a major key, a major factor, and controlling. As soon as you get a negative thought, I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like a tough task, but as soon as you get a negative thought, replace it with a positive thought. Get it out your head quickly because you don't have time to
Right.
be thinking of negative. You're trying to be a successful basketball player and get your numbers, look good, and help the team win. You feel me?
Right. There's two things I want to chime in on that. That one about erasing the negative thoughts out your head. There's a book that I read called The Power of One More. And one of the things that the guy, Ed Milet, the author, what he said is that once you get a bad thought in your head, it's just like getting a pen and a piece of paper. When something that you don't want, scratch it out. So literally picture in your head, you scratching out whatever that negative thought in your head. And that's something that I started applying to as just different tactics to get rid of negative thoughts inside of your head. Immediately scratch it out. And then
Immediately.
your mind immediately like comprehend that as you scratching out whatever thought or whatever negative thing in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I read from another book, I think it was Limitless. Yeah, he said those negative thoughts in your head, you got to learn to start diminishing those
Right.
thoughts. Give those thoughts a different name. Give them give it a name. For me, and full disclosure, this is the name of the person that I have in my head of the negative thoughts. I gave this person, the negative thoughts in my head has a name, and it's called Vladic. For some reason, that's just like the craziest. I guess I'm thinking of like Voldemort or something
Hey
for.
man, y'all Florida boys different, bro. Y'all Florida boys. Something about y'all, man.
It's like Voldemort from I guess Harry Potter, which is like the ugliest being. So that just in my head. But then every time a negative thought, I'm like, oh, that's just Vladic in my head trying to knock me down. You're crazy. You dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving it
Mm.
a bad. All of my energy is focused on getting rid of that bad thought.
Facts. Facts.
So, and that affirmation stuff is straight up with what you're speaking to yourself.
Mm.
Come to just about to say another book. It's called the Hidden Messages in Water. If y'all haven't read that book, it will change your whole life. Because all that positive talk that you're talking about, this is why he says about positive talk, right? So in the book, The Hidden Messages of Water, they talk about it was the author, he did like a experiment on water and what the words do to water. So when he put underneath the water that has positive words, gratefulness, thankfulness, it literally changes the crystals in the water
Mm.
to make it like the most beautiful crystal snowflakes, like period. And then when you say negative things to water, it doesn't even form into a snowflake. It forms into these really ugly shapes and
Mm.
features. So when you go to think about, those are just from the words spoken over the
Mm.
water. Your body's 70% water. Your brain's 90% water. So that just goes to show what you're saying to yourself. Every time you're saying a negative thought, you're telling all the water that you're telling your being the negative that you're choosing and putting over your body. That's why we
Mm.
talk about self-talk. That's why we talk about positive affirmations, because you're literally changing your dynamic and who you are inside. So
Mm.
positive talk all the time is very crucial to your confidence, and especially in this game of basketball. I'm gonna make the next shot. I, that's my mantra every time I miss a shot. I'll make the next one.
Mm.
I'll make the next one. And
Mm.
that has definitely helped me out. I'll make the next one.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, my brother.
Hey,
What's
but
up?
we're going to
Go ahead,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're
I,
doing the right thing.
I was about to say, because, you know, since we talk about confidence, I know yours is a little shaken because I feel like this is a perfect time to bring it up. But
Let's talk about it. Come on.
we
All
gotta
right,
talk about it.
no.
Hey,
Hey,
okay, so I
I
was
low key
just sitting
forgot
here
about it. Let's go though. Let's go.
nah, I had to just waiting for the right time to bring it up. I was just waiting. So I was just doing something on my computer, right? I feel editing some videos. And I just heard the commentators like, oh my God. I looked up like, what happened? What happened? It was like, yeah, man, that wasn't even a dunk. He just like jumped up and threw it in. Dang, I missed it. So I'm just waiting for the replay. I was just waiting for the replay. And lo and behold, I just see this dude just caught back. Boom! And
Man.
look under there and seen. I was like, dang, Deuce.
Man.
You was right
Not
there.
me. Not his dad. Oh, what is it? I'm about to knock a damn chair over because it hurt my pride so bad. Talk about
Oh
confidence,
my
man. This
God, man.
perfect
You talk about a
episode.
confidence killer.
Man,
I was like, ugh,
listen,
boy.
man. Shout out to everybody that got posterized. Everybody that got dunked on. You a real one if you got dunked on. If you ain't
If
never got
you play
dunked
the game
on,
long enough, you're
you
going to
ain't
get
never played
dunked on.
high level basketball.
You ain't
That's
never played
straight
high
up.
level.
Dead serious. So, you know. But shout out to Taj Green. He a young dude. That's why I was gonna get. I'm glad we got into it. I want to give him a major shout out because he a rookie in this league. He came from an HBCU. He went to Benedict College. I believe they are in South Carolina. Shout out to all the HBCUs all
Mm-hmm.
around, the U.S., man. We support y'all. Me and my brother 3-4, we went to Savannah State. Happy
Right.
Black History Month. You feel me? I'm proud to be black. I embrace my people. So whenever I see somebody
100%.
shining from a historically black college and university, I'm always for it. I'm always going to support them. So if anybody's going to dunk on me, I'd rather it be somebody who attended a HBCU. So, yeah, shout out to Taj
Respect,
Green.
respect,
You know what I
respect.
mean? He a young cat, bro. He a rookie, got bounced. I ain't gonna lie though, Taj. I hope you watching this because 5 years ago I would have punched that thing, boy. You feel me? I'm a little, I ain't an old head. People,
We
the younger crowd
know how
will
to
say
use, we
that.
know when to
I
use
ain't
our
no old
energy for the right
head. I can
things.
still get up with them. You feel me? I can still do my thing. I just can't bounce like I did when I was 27, 25. You feel me? But if you go back, watch my highlights on YouTube, you gonna see some nice things. You feel me? As far as blocks and everything. But nah, shout out to him. And that's crazy because like when it happened, I wouldn't say it surprised me. I knew it was a 50-50 chance because shout out to him. He
He was
jumped up.
out there.
He
He jumped
look,
like
look,
he
look, look. Hey, buddy, he know how to extend that thing. He know how to move it out the way, and he bouncy, and like he a quick jumper too.
right.
So like
Right.
he called me the first. I give him credit too. He called me when they came down to our place the first time. But this what
I ain't
happened.
see that one.
This what happened though. So he went up, and I seen him, and like I had no choice. Like boy, I don't want to call my teammates out, boy. I don't want to call my teammates out. I love y'all. You feel me? We like they be forcing me to help. You feel me? If I don't help,
Oh
it's a
my
clear cut
God,
bucket.
man.
So I just can't. I gotta protect the rim, even though I ain't no Dikembe Mutombo type player. You feel me? So it is what it is. He went up, took off one leg, and I seen him. He went like this. So I'm like, yeah, I got this. So I got up. I know I'm good at timing blocks. You feel
You
me?
good
Like
at timing.
I'm not a great just in the air, just like I said, Dikembe Mutombo, who was a crazy shot blocker. KG, you know what I mean? I wasn't them type of defender, but I could get up occasionally and I'll pin that, you feel me, or give you a nice block. But like I
But
said,
this
I timed
time,
I timed it. I timed it nice. I timed it. But when he went up, he did this. I said, oh. I said, what you doing, young boy? What you doing, young blood?
at this moment, it was at this moment.
He came through and like I said, I timed it, I hit it, but he had more momentum than me and just came through and he ain't punching it in, but you know how like kind of throw it in almost, but he dunked it. I give him it was a dunk on, and just like last time, this past Sunday, he definitely dunked on me. But
The last one, but that was a long explanation to say you got dunked on twice. Just
nah,
stating.
I just like to just put on the show and let the people know how real it gets in the streets in the basketball court, bro. Because things happen
If you
so
ain't getting
fast.
dunked on, if you ain't getting crossed up, you ain't playing high level basketball.
You're not playing high level basketball. You're not.
We're watching way too many highlights of Ballers Life and guys going out to the park and bro, that's not this.
But with saying that though, I didn't cut you off. With saying that, as he dunked on me, I don't know the score, but I think they was maybe up 6 or 7 on us. You feel me? And I could have put my head down, but I remember I hit like can't remember like the timing of it. But I came back, laid down stretch, and cut it down to 2 points. I hit two consecutive back-to-back buckets. You feel me? And this is like we talk about confidence. I didn't really care I got dunked on. I knew it was gonna be on social media, and it was on social media.
It was.
Like I said, yeah.
I need you to send me that clip.
Look at him. He's supposed to be my boy. He's like, I want you to get dunked on. Hey, please send me that link. I want to see you get dunked on.
I gotta see the angle. I didn't get a good view of it, bro.
You gotta get him back.
I know you was gonna get him back. I know you. I know the minute he did that, you scored like the next 3 or 4 buckets.
Yeah, exactly.
I already know it.
Confident. I told myself, I don't give a damn about him dunking on me. I'm still that guy. I'm still the vet, and I'm gonna help my team win. Unfortunately, we lost, but it's like I ain't. The people watching, you can't let embarrassment stop you from being successful and getting to what you want to get to your goals. You know what I mean? You're gonna face embarrassment. You're gonna face failure. Just part of the process.
No, I knew in the game. I was like, well, just being a fan. Oh, dang, don't be. But as a hooper and knowing you, I'm like, you know what? Good. Because now I know the shot fired up.
Exactly.
Now I know
Exactly.
because real hoopers, dogs. I was like, oh, you just woke something up. Because sure enough, you came down and scored like the next 4-5 buckets. And I was like, exactly. Because of how you respond. Because sometimes like one person might get, like you said, put their head down. No, for us, the type of mentality that we trying to say that you need, that's going to fire you up. Like, okay, I'm finna go back and bring my team back. And that's exactly what you did. Because the next thing I heard, the next 4-5 plays was Hassan. And I'm like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to come back and come strong because it's part of the game. And what he really didn't know is he just really woke him up.
Fact. And then just I'm gonna let you get to it, but like we talked about early on, like strategy, confidence. For me,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, books have played a big thing. Getting
You
outside of my uncomfort, getting outside my comfort zone and reading books. And the Think and Grow Rich book, one of the chapters is desire. And like I said, it's the desire to win, the desire to play well, the desire to go out and get 30 points and grab 10 rebounds, the desire to like shine, at the higher level. So desire, you gotta really, like we talked about. As soon as you get that negative thought out your mind, like get it out immediately, but also replace it with the desire thought. Like, oh,
stretch it out.
I really want to get this goal. I really want to get it now. Like, I want to have urgency. I want to have like, oh, that's that rebound. We need it. Go grab it. You feel me? Or we need this free throw. I'm really just take my time. I'm gonna step up and knock it down. You know what I mean? Like you gotta really get that in your self-talk and your affirmations as well.
Absolutely. Hey, so before we wrap it up, I know we seen Dame just go crazy for 71. And
I'm glad we're talking about this too. Shout out to Boo Man Troy and LVC. Dame is better than Steph Curry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ooh, are we gonna have that debate on here?
Please put this on the podcast. Dame is better.
Are we gonna have that debate?
Let's have that debate. TAAP Athletics. Let's debate. Go ahead, but what you got to say? I'm sorry.
Okay. I am a huge Dame fan.
Me too.
But I cannot argue championships, bruh. I am a championship king. I'm sorry. Dame is cold. But you cannot talk to me about nothing if you're not a champion, bro.
We're going to have to go down this route. I've been arguing with people on Twitter about this on.
4.
I guess I'm going to have to carry on my best friend on this live podcast because, listen, he's playing with, okay, this is before Kevin Durant. He was playing with 2 first ballot Hall of Famers. Am I not right? Klay Thompson
did not start off as first ballot Hall of
Famers. They names like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Are they not?
They didn't start off like that, though.
Are they first ballot Hall of Famers? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got 4 championships apiece.
Then, in 2017 and 18, they brought on Kevin Durant, a top 75 NBA player. One of the greatest players of all time. Some people put him in their top 10 already. You feel me? First ballot Hall of Fame for sure. So you play with 3 first ballot Hall of Famers, right? Okay. And then not only that. Okay, before this last 2022 championship, he didn't have a Finals MVP. You're supposed to be so great. You're supposed to be top 10. You're supposed to be so much better than the point guards in the NBA, but you got 0 Finals MVPs. You know why? Because you don't step up at that moment. But you know who do? You know who does? This dude.
He just got one.
He just
got it. He just got it.
He
just got it. He just got that. He got the only unanimous MVP. He got 2 MVPs of the regular season. He's got a Finals MVP. He's got 4 championships. He revolutionized the game. Dame is cold. Greatest Blazer.
Dame Lillard is better than Steph Curry. Look, you know what his last championship, the 2022 championship was equivalent to?
What?
It was equivalent to the 2012 LeBron championship when he beat the Baby Thunder. That's what it was.
Wow.
Steph Curry, the vet who figured it out, he been through the toughest of the toughest situation, played the baby Boston Celtics. Congratulations, Steph. Congratulations.
That's disrespectful to the Celtics. That's disrespectful to the Celtics.
You don't think Dame could do the same thing in the same situation?
He didn't.
He's never played with a super team.
Jalen and Jason Tatum wasn't super until they became. They made themselves into stars, and they were baby, and they made themselves till they got there. You can't say that. This is one thing I needed you to understand. Okay, maybe I'm sorry, but kind of hard to speak this talk when you ain't got them. You gotta have them to have this talk, so you don't know until you get there what it takes. You ain't looking at them as, oh, this is the baby Celtics. You're looking like I need to win this championship. I don't care nothing about what nobody say, who they are.
Listen,
I don't care
I'm
if it
not
was my
saying
JV
you
team
should
and they
stop
made it to
playing
the
because they're
finals.
young. I'm not saying you should stop playing because they're young. Like, if that was the case, a lot of finals wouldn't have happened. I'm just saying it was an easy final for them. That's all.
No,
It
there's no
was
such thing
an
as an
easy
easy
final for them.
finals, Rashad. What are you talking about? There's no such thing as an easy
The
finals. There is no
Celtics did
such
not
thing as
have
easy.
the experience to get over the hump with the Warriors, but the Warriors have been through battles. They've been through wars. The
I
baby Celtics
guarantee
have not
you,
been through that much, bro.
you can
They haven't been through.
go ask,
They've been through some deep playoff runs, but that was their first finals appearance, bro. Come on, bro. You
go
played
ask,
Steph Curry.
go ask Tim Duncan, Manu, and Tony Parker when they played LeBron his first year with the Cavs in the finals and ask him was it easy.
They
Guaranteed
swept them, Arnold.
it.
That's a terrible
It
example.
doesn't mean
They
it doesn't.
swept
That's what
them,
I'm saying.
Arnold.
Okay, I played in the championships where we swept the other team, but it was not easy because there is no such thing as an easy finals, Rashad. Dudes, it does not exist. The easy finals, those do not exist. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. There is no such thing as an easy finals. I have to no. Can I agree with you on this one? There is no such thing as an easy finals. It doesn't exist.
Listen, bro. Experience having experience that exists, right?
Experience
Yes or no?
exists.
Okay. So at that time, you want to throw in that terrible example. I'm gonna bust you out right now. So look, at that time, they had won in 1999 with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. The shorter season. They already NBA champions. Tim Duncan down there did it in his rookie year. I don't think he did it in his rookie year or the
I think
year
it was
after, something
the
like that.
second year. I think it
Matter of
was the
fact,
second year.
it might have been his rookie year. I'm not sure. Second year, first year. He did it early on in his career. Then he went in 03. Went one in 03. You feel me? Then he went in 05. Went one in 05. You match up in 07. You got 3 championships to your name. And you playing little on the ball with that weak ass Cleveland Cavaliers. You know
That
it.
doesn't make it
Oh
easy.
my God.
It doesn't make it easy. That okay.
Why you think
One,
they swept them there? Because it was easy.
it
Stop playing,
wasn't
Arnold. Stop
easy,
playing.
bruh.
You know, sometimes,
Rashad, I'm sorry, bro.
in certain
I'm
matchups, it's
sorry,
better
bro.
to.
But you got to be there to play it, bro. It ain't easy, bro.
All right,
I
fair
I
enough.
I
Fair
think
enough.
I got a little say so in this conversation.
You got more championships for sure. You're the superior athlete. You're the superior
I
basketball player.
just know championship basketball. I
It's
know
like that's
championship
the thing too. I'm
basketball.
gonna speak on the players that we talk about ring counts. Like I'm gonna speak on the players who don't have have are great players but have lesser rings. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. It's gonna sound like an excuse. It is what it is. I don't really care. We can talk about it. But sometimes it comes down to the teams you own. You
What does
feel me?
Shaq say? What does Shaq always say to Charles Barkley when they arguing? You ain't got none of these, so you can't talk to me. You stay over
But
there. What do you always tell
that's
Charles?
what you
Charles
just
is
made my
a
point
great.
again. You just made my point again.
How?
Is that it's all come down to the teams you on. Shaq played with Kobe. Who was equivalent to Kobe that Charles Barkley played with? Let's be for real. He played with
Charles
Kobe.
Barkley when he first came. Charles Barkley when he first came in the league, who did he play with? He played with Julius Erving. And he played with big man down low. He had guys that was with him.
Fair
He
enough.
had I can't remember the big dude. He was the
Moses
all
Malone.
star off the Molden Zone. So
But
don't say he ain't had nobody.
that was,
He
to be
even
honest,
played with Scotty too. He played with Scottie Pippen too for a year as
don't do
well.
that. Don't do that. Because I was just about to say,
He didn't.
look. This is a fun fact. I'm an NBA head. In 1983, the Sixers with Moses Malone and Dr. J won a championship, right? When Barkley came to the league, I want to say it was 84, maybe like that around that time. No, I ain't gonna make no excuse. He played with
Okay.
prime Moses Malone for sure, but he did not play with a prime Scottie Pippen though. No, that was outside
Scottie
that.
Pippen, after he left, he went to Portland and they made it to the
No,
finals.
they made it to the conference finals, my brother.
They made it to the finals and lost to the Lakers.
The
When
conference
Scottie
final,
Pippen,
the Western. You talking about it with the Portland Trailblazers, the Western Conference final,
that was
not
the
the
Western
NBA
Conference.
final.
Okay. Well, they made it to the Western Conference Finals, so clearly he wasn't that washed up.
That's what I mean, Arnold. It come down to your team. We're gonna debate this all night, bro.
No,
But yeah,
it
it come down to your team. It is what it is, though, bro.
it
You got
don't come down to
championships.
your team. It come down to you. Be a dog.
You're right.
That's it.
You're right. You definitely right.
Big dog walking.
I definitely did my part my whole career. You can check my stats before me. We talk about big dogs, goats, whatever you want to talk about. I am that.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Deuce for cracking 4,000 points. Gotta show love, respect for the journey. I will
Appreciate
100% salute that.
Appreciate that, bro.
4,000 points is not no easy feat.
A lot of confidence, man. A lot of believing in myself, believing in the grind, even when it was tough, even when I had bad performances, even when I got in my head, I still found a way to just say, you know, I can still be successful. I'm here for a reason. I made it through all these odds. You got to find the positive instead of the negative. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not right there presented to yourself, but you keep digging, you can find a positive. You got to just latch on to that and just use it to your advantage. You feel me? But yeah.
Right. You're not going to get the 4,000 points. You're not going to get the 4K points without some type of confidence. And that's a fact. That's a lot.
Proud of myself, and shout out to all my coaches. Hey, man, let's give a big shout out to Horace Broadnax, SEAC Coach of the Year, man. We love you, Coach Broadnax, and you.
Shout out to Coach Broadnax.
And Black History Month, love Broadnax. I really love you, man. You changed my life. You made me so upset so many times, but you molded me into a strong black male who's trying to give back through basketball. And I really appreciate you, man. Congratulations on that.
Congratulations to Coach Horace Broadnax. Shout out to Coach Broadnax. We're going to click this up and send it right to you.
Hope is not a good strategy.
Hope is not a good strategy.
Hope is not a good strategy.
Shout out to Coach Broadnax for sure. I'm glad you found that. I seen that on your page. Coach Broadnax. Still to this day, we use everything you taught us, man. That is definitely a coach of coaches. You deserve it. Shout out to SSU. Shout out to Coach Horace Broadnax, man. That's all we got for today. That's all you got. Anything else you want to finish on?
That's all we got today. I appreciate you, man. Just everybody stay up. You know what I mean? Take it one day at a time. Keep believing believing in yourself. You got to put that work in. You can't be lazy. It's not just going to come from just thinking positively. You know what I mean? You got to mix that action with the confidence. And like I said early on in the podcast, once you put that work ethic in and then you let that confidence boost you up, you're going to take off like a rocket. So just keep believing in yourself, keep going up, find a positive in any negative situation.
Right. And, man, like you said, confidence, faith without works is dead. So you can believe it, but you got to put that work in to back up everything that you believe in. That comes with a part of your confidence building. Speak highly of yourself. If nobody else believes you can do it, tell yourself that you can do it. I believe in you. You believe in you. Keep pushing. Keep grinding. We're going to see you at the top. That's the only place to be, man. That's all we got, man. Hey, follow my boy, Deuce at TAAP Athletics.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the TAAP Show live podcast.